the father of a young man who died in mysterious circumstances in northern Bosnia, has been released without charge after he was arrested for causing a disturbance at a protest on Tuesday. Davor Dragicevic,
21,
was found dead last March in the city of Banja Luka. His family say police are concealing the truth about his murder. David's father Davor was arrested at the latest in a series of protests. The rallies have become a focus for anger against the government. Davor Dragicevic
49,
was questioned by Bosnian third prosecutors on Wednesday morning, but was later released. Speaking outside the prosecutor's office, he called for fresh protests on Wednesday night. The body of Davor Dragicevic, a technology student, was found in a creek in March 2018. His family say he was abducted, tortured and murdered. They blame the authorities for his death. Accusations officials deny. Police say drugs and alcohol were found in his system, and that he drowned. A prosecutor ruled that David was murdered. However, an official investigation ended without anyone being charged. The protests have been taking place daily in Banja Luka since March, under the slogan, "Provazi David," justice for David. Mr. Dragicevic was arrested on Tuesday for what police described as security reasons. They said he had ignored an earlier summons. His ex-wife, David's mother, and an opposition politician were also detained. As word of the arrests spread, several hundred people gathered in Banja Luka's main square. Videos posted on social media showed some protesters scuffling with police. Police then cleared a makeshift memorial to David, where protesters had laid flowers and lit candles. The protests have become a rallying point for people disaffected with the stagnant local economy and what the opposition calls the growing authoritarianism of Milorad Dodik, the Serb representative on the Bosnian three-member presidency. Mr. Dodik, a nationalist, was for many years the prime minister of the Serbian part of Bosnia, Republika Srpska, one of the two political entities created by the peace agreement that ended the Bosnian War in 1995. In October, he was elected to the Bosnian state presidency, where he serves alongside representatives of the two other main ethnicities, the Croats and Bosniaks, also known as Bosnian Muslims. Mr. Dodik's party also won re-election in Republika Srpska. The European Union office in Bosnia said any further protests should continue to be peaceful and the Republika Srpska authorities must show restraint. The United States military says it has killed 62 fighters from the Islamist group Al-Shabaab in 6 airstrikes in Somalia. 4 airstrikes on Saturday killed 32 militants, and a further 2 on Sunday killed 28. It said in a statement, "These were the deadliest air attacks in Somalia since November 2017, when the United States said it had killed 100 militants." Somalia has seen a sharp increase in the number of airstrikes and casualties since President Donald Trump took office in the United States in January 2017. A tally by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism reveals that at least 400 people have been killed in airstrikes since the beginning of 2017, far more than the previous 10 years combined. The latest strikes bring to at least 40 the number carried out in Somalia so far this year, compared with 35 recorded in 2017. The United States has a huge military base in neighboring Djibouti, from where it launches attacks on the militants. Mr. Trump gave the United States military greater authority in March 2017 to attack militants in Somalia. Traditionally, United States presidents have been wary of intervening in Somalia, since ATM Special Forces soldiers died fighting militias in the capital Mogadishu in 1993, a battle dramatized in the film Black Hawk Down. No civilians were killed in the latest airstrikes, which were carried out in coordination with the Somali government, the United States military said. Alongside our Somali and international partners, we are committed to preventing Al-Shabaab from taking advantage of safe havens from which they can build capacity and attack the people of Somalia. The United States Africa Command said, Al-Shabaab, which is linked to Al-Qaeda, has not yet commented on the latest strikes. Somalia-based security think tank the Higher Institute said in a report published in November that Al-Shabaab had been forced to change tactics following the upsurge in airstrikes. The institute said the group was now conducting fewer mass attacks on military bases, but attacks on government offices and businesses which refused to pay its taxes had increased markedly. The United States State Department, in its most recent report on terrorism, described Somalia as a terrorist safe haven, and said Al-Shabaab remained a threat. Despite suffering setbacks, the group retained control over large parts of the country, and the ability to carry out high-profile attacks using suicide bombers, explosive devices, mortars, and small arms. The report added, a poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Barry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with 2 family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said, it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history, on top of the jail sentence for the illegal deer hunting. Judge Robert George ordered Barry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 23,
2018,
and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunt to kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. A months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Barry Jr., his father David Barry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Barry, according to a local newspaper, the Springfield News Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Tandy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Barry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 120-day term in Barton County Prison for a firearms prohibition violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. A popular tourist attraction has become the latest Chinese company to show solidarity with Huawei's chief finance officer, Meng Wanzhou, who was arrested in Canada on 1 December. Shannon Mountain Scenic Park, in eastern Hainan province said it would waive the $9, 65 yuan ticket fee for anyone carrying a Huawei phone. Ms. Meng, who was given bail in Canada, faces extradition to the United States on charges of breaking Iran sanctions. Her case has upped tensions with China. Use Huawei phones. Shoot grand photos on the mountain. A notice on the Shannon Park's social media account said, we wish friends around the world who support Huawei's success and bliss. The offer would last until 29 December, the South China Morning Post reported. But it was met with some criticism among China's social media users, who claimed it was discriminatory. Huawei phone owners are being offered other enticements too. They can get a 20% discount at a border in Beijing. Seen in Beijing, bring a Huawei phone and get 20% off. Similar to this story we covered yesterday, https://QQXL19YPQLPIC. Twitter.com Sokolov. End of Twitter post by @LuOceanG. At least one firm has threatened to penalize anyone buying Apple products. A few days ago, Manpad Shenzhen-based LED display manufacturer offered subsidies to any employees buying Huawei phones. It also pledged to fine anyone who bought an Apple iPhone. United States prosecutors alleged Ms. Man
46
used the Huawei subsidiary called Skycom to evade sanctions on Iran between 2009 and 2014. They also allege she publicly misrepresented Skycom as being a separate company from Huawei, and that she deceived banks about the true relationship between the two companies. Ms. Man, who is the daughter of Huawei's founder, has denied any wrongdoing and said she will contest the allegations.